You know what I like about old anime? You know what I like about old anime on VHS specifically? I can pick out pretty much anything that I've never seen, and for nothing, well, almost nothing, like $3 per VHS tape, I can sit down with my VCR knowing what I picked out is probably pretty good. No streaming services, no crazy expensive Blu-ray box sets, just me and some quality anime. Enter Shonan Bakusozoku, an anime most people have never heard of, and even less people can pronounce. Shobaku sits right up there with Otokojuku as one of the top 10 anime women will never understand. Pompadours, motorcycle revving, hand-knit handkerchiefs. Shobaku is just boiling over with manly things that manly men do. Eguchi Yosoku
江口洋介って読むんじゃない？
is the second generation leader of a legendary biker gang called the Shonan Bakusozoku, or Shobaku for short. Unlike rival gangs, his group is composed of only 5 members, and each one is more hard-boiled than the last. Eguchi splits his time between being head of the local sewing club and his duties as the leader of Shobaku. It's an odd hobby for the leader of a biker gang, but they respect him all the same. Gang leader number 2 is Ganda. Way less composed and confident than Eguchi, he's mostly into being a gang leader to make himself look cooler. At his core, he's a really nice guy, but he's always just trying way too hard to get his reputation up. The final gang leader is Jun. Leading the largest biker gang in the area with seemingly hundreds of members, he's decided to go and find himself in the open roads of America. His upcoming retirement is the spark that kicks off most of the story in Shonan Bakusozoku, and he rounds out the 3 biker gang leaders as one of the most intimidating professional gangs in the entire area. Love, bikes, riding into the sunset, that's what being a man is all about. Shobaku isn't a unique take on the delinquent genre at all, but due to its age and how fresh it feels to watch this in the current day, I'd say it holds up pretty well, and I really do want to see the rest of it. The art direction is really relaxing in this anime too. I've said it before more times than I know, but I love high contrast backgrounds. Some scenes look like they came straight off of a Tatsuro Yamashita album. You can tell behind the tape that there's some really nice colors in this anime, but man, the VHS transfer just does not do it any justice. Now you might be thinking that an anime about bikers fist fighting to rock and roll music would do well in America, but, when someone says anime and motorcycles, well, everybody thinks Akira. Nobody says bomber bikers of Shonan.
アキラ見たか?
So why is it that when I looked up this anime, not only are there 11 episodes and a live-action movie that they didn't release, but there's a Blu-ray too? What? Why is this not fully subtitled? Why? You release the first episode of an anime and then you never even follow up on it? What was the point of all that? This isn't some no-name series in Japan either. This anime, well, the first episode anyway, since it's an OVA series, was directed by the same person who did Galaxy Express 39 and Sakigake Otokojuku. There is an entire fan-made stage play of this series. Sure, it's horrible and doesn't really even come close to the official movie, but the fact that it exists shows that Japan absolutely loves this series. Even the zoomed-in TV captures that are designed to get around YouTube hit 500,000 views! Are you seriously telling me that subtitling Ueno-san is more important than Shonan Bakusozoku? Seriously? Looking at still images from the Blu-ray of this anime makes me want to cry. People throw around the word aesthetic. They throw it around a lot, especially when talking about old anime on VHS, but I have never seen this series talked about, even when people are talking about anime that only have VHS releases in English. It's that unknown. Why is it that unknown? How is it that in 2019 there are still great anime like this that I've never even heard of? What else has Japan been hiding from us? It's also rare. It's really rare. As of this video, I have seen 2 copies on eBay over the last year. 2! Not 1, 2. Even worse, only one of those had the liner notes, and without that I don't know any of the cultural puns or the significance of the translation. People don't even know what to price this thing. Getting mad at anime again. I bought my copy for $7, but right now there's someone on eBay asking over $200. I am dead serious. $200 for a blurry VHS tape. No wonder nobody's seen this thing. They must have made only 1,000, maybe 100 copies. Who knows? There aren't numbers for any of these things. You know, there's people out there. There's people that'll say, if it's worth watching, it would have been on DVD or Blu-ray by now. You want to prove them wrong? Point them towards Shobaku. Ever wonder what it's like to be an anime fan in the early 90s? Well, I'll tell you something, it's the same thing. It's 2019, you're living in it, nothing has changed. It's been, 25 years since this came out, and there's no new episodes that are subtitled? You know how most people throw away those little bits of paper that you get in VHS tapes? Sometimes those are really important, and I'll give you an example. Included with my tape was a paper explaining some of the puns, but AnimeGo had a little bit to say about Shonan Bakusozoku at the bottom of this piece of paper, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read that for you right now. Shonan Bakusozoku is somewhat of an experiment for AnimeGo, as it is part of a genre of Japanese animation that is almost unknown in the United States. If you liked it, and you want to see other films in the Shonan series, please write and tell us. We particularly liked the one where they go up against a rival gang of vampires. Dear AnimeGo, biker gangs having fights with vampires sounds like the coolest thing ever. I know you only have a few anime for sale these days, and honestly I'm floored you guys even have a website anymore. But will you please figure out a way to re-release the rest of these episodes? It's been 26 years. I think most of us have waited long enough. Anime used to be a very small market, and I understand things like these used to happen all the time in the 90s, but the intro to One Punch Man is currently sitting at 29 million views. I would say anime is popular enough for someone to give this another shot.
Good night, my honey angel.